Greetings, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. As always, I am Lucidity. I hope you're all doing well. First off, apologies for the extended time between videos here. Life has just been a little busy these last couple of weeks with work and, just regular life stuff. But we are back. And today, we're just going to be hanging out, checking in with the New World character. So I have been playing a good bit of New World when I've had the chance. I've also been playing a bit of Fortnite, the no build mode, but I have yet to decide whether or not I want to make a video of that or not. But yeah, so let's take a look at where we're at now. We have upgraded our clothing a little bit, which, depending on your idea of clothing, this may not look like an upgrade compared to my robes that I had. But let's take a look at what we've got now. So we have actually swapped out the light chest piece for a medium chest piece. And that still leaves our character just below the threshold to be in the light equip load so that I can have the light roll like that. And that also, of course, increases my damage output and healing output for being in light armor. So all that really did was just provide me some more resistances. So it's kind of like a min-maxed option. We have reached 600 gear score. We're actually at an average of 607 with my two pieces of my jewelry actually being what are keeping me from being 600 all the way across the board, at least with what I have currently equipped. We have purchased a house. We own a house in Morningdale, which unfortunately is not owned by my faction anymore, but that's okay. It's not really a big deal. We did get the best in slot weapon for my class, which is Will of the Agents. Just the perks that it rolls on it, basically exactly what you would want for this class. I also purchased a new Void Gauntlet, which this is by no means best in slot, but it has Blessed, which is just 20% healing, and a focus stat, which is what I was mostly concerned with, that and having Blessed on the item as well. We upgraded our ring and our earring as well. But neither of these would be considered best in slot, but that's fine. I'm at a point in the account right now where, it doesn't necessarily have to be perfect. Like, that's like super in game, having like perfect stats on everything. But yeah, so that's where we're at. I thought that today we would actually work on the main quest a little bit, just because I have yet to do that. I have yet to finish the main quest. Let me take a look at my journal. I do have a couple of main quests that we have on the list here, so we're just going to mark those up. And do I have any faction lists? Yeah, we do. We can turn. So let's see here. So this is actually the faction vendor, and you can do a few really neat things with them. primarily you can buy keys to go into the various, dungeons, right? But I'm actually going to be buying this gypsum orb because this is going to allow me to make a gypsum cast, which is going to allow me to increase the gear score of one of my items slots. So generally, what I'll do is I'll buy one of these because it costs no gold, and it costs 7,000 faction tokens, which I have 75,000, which is the max. So I'm going to buy that now. Just turn in this quest so that it puts me right back at the token cap. And then we'll buy another one tomorrow. We're going to take that gypsum cast, or that gypsum orb, right over to this gypsum hill. And we can make something here. I think I'm going to make an earring piece just because that's the lowest. So we're going to buy earring cast. And then what you do is you just open it. And so you'll see that my earring is at 575 right now. Excuse me, I had a sneeze. But now it's at 577. So it's a small increase, but it helps. I'm just going to dismantle that because it's not really useful. Excuse me. Man, just it's allergies or what, but I'm just sneezing this morning. Get some coffee. Hmm. It's some good coffee, let me tell you. So it looks like my main story quests are in Eden Grove right now. I have two that I can turn in, but I'm actually going to go up here and try to knock this one out, and then come down here to turn them in. So we're going to fast travel to this shrine right here. Go see what the objective is to complete over there. But yeah, again, I hope you all are doing well. Um, Once I've done recording this video, I'm actually going to head on over to the YouTube page and check it out. I just honestly haven't really had time to log in and take a look at anything there. Be getting caught up on all of that just as soon as we get this video recorded. I'm going to have to fight this guy here. Oh, you both want to fight? Okay. Oh. Pull out the Void Gauntlet. Just chew him up. To go. So we do need to cross the bridge. Fight this guy as well. All right, let's keep moving. Fight this dude. This has some crazy combos, and it seems like they last forever. Along this path here, there should be Oh, he jumped right over that, man. Somebody has already harvested them this morning. They're on cooldown. There should be some high level. Oh, he did it. They did it again. The same thing. Jerk. Could be some high level fiber material that I can harvest. I just missed with that one. We'll start seeing those materials here in a moment. Let's see. It's crazy because they're like the same color as it's like the stuff right here. It's like the same color as this, but you can actually they're like big stalks of like they look like hemp basically, but they're just a different color because they're a higher tier material. Oh, did it again. Been here to harvest because if I'm not mistaken, I thought that you that spawned close, like on this path I'm on. Getting the attention of all these enemies, which okay, no, there's some right there. I'm gonna have to clear out the area before we can actually harvest it. We got the archers first. Then we'll focus on the melee guys. This do explode, so I want to try to keep my distance after I kill them. Oh, looks like we're not done yet. Yeah, let's gather up some of this because this is really good XP. Again, it's a long term goal. I am trying to get all of my skills up to 200, so harvesting these. Just notice that guy up there. He could be here waiting to harvest this stuff. Just went AFK for just a little too long. Good bit of action there. hidden stashes. Maybe this will give us the third one. Now there are more in there, but that cave is full of like this poison that does like really long damage over time. And I really don't feel like dealing with that right now. So we're gonna pass on those others, some over there. Go get those. Let's just kill this guy again. Didn't actually start the harvest. It's such good XP. Problem is, it's actually very rare to find that, with the exception of a few spots on the map. And it's a relatively valuable resource, so it's usually in pretty high. It's usually pretty contested as far as being able to harvest it in certain spots. I feel like this is one of the primary areas that people would go to harvest this material. But it's early enough in the day where I think a lot of people haven't quite hopped on the game just yet. Clearing out the area. So we pretty much just need to get up. Oh, wait. No, our objective is over there. So we'll head that way. So is this for some free mining XP? This should give us our item. Yep. Okay. The tattered teddy bear. Alright, so now we need to head back over here, turn in quests. Just walk our way back, but we're going to pretty much just ignore all the enemies on the way back. So basically, what's going on in the story right now is there is this big. Get this here. So we're gonna need to do a little bit of combat. Smidge. Easy peasy. But if you look at mission 2 up on my screen, like in the right hand side, the upper right hand corner, it says blessings of the earth gain the favor of the residents of the glade. So basically, right now, I am needing a some help from some denizens of this jungle zone that I'm in. Yes, this forest zone that I'm in. Just two of them right over there. And so I'm having to do some little favors for three of them. And I've actually got all three of those favors done. So now I can turn those in, and that should allow me to advance. Go and open these up here. Those little hidden stashes, that's just like a daily thing you can do. You get 3 pieces of diamond gypsum, and you can use that diamond gypsum to make a gypsum orb, which is exactly what we bought from the faction vendor earlier, uh, to then in turn make another gypsum cast to increase your gear score. So essentially, it's just a way to help increase your gear score. We're so close to 200 harvesting. Very, very close. Just 14 levels away. 18 harvest. Oh, look at all these right here. There's 3 right here. These must have just been on cooldown. Let's do that. Hey, but it's maybe enough to get me to 187 as well. There too. Let's just go ahead and fight this guy. He's right there. Yes, I do. Let's go grab that. Any on this side of the river? There's some mining XP. We'll go get that real quick too. I feel like this would be like electrocuting me. I feel like that would be very dangerous. Uh, but hey, we just won't talk about that. Yeah, we are 187 and oh, dude, nice. Seven. Make a sprint to the fast travel shrine here. There's actually some iron right here. Good, good. Jump on down here. Go heal ourselves up. Need to go here. Yeah, so I don't remember exactly where this main quest goes after this point, just because it's been, quite a while since I did it on my first character, but I do remember this part being exceptionally annoying. Back when I first did it, just because I think one of the favors was to get like a very, it was like a very rare item that had like a really small chance to to be collected when you harvested a certain plant. Um, but I think they changed the requirement. I don't think that item is actually needed anymore. And what's even worse is on my first character, I was playing it kind of like that's what you would call an Iron Man, like in RuneScape or a similar game. But the idea behind being a quote unquote Iron Man is that you don't trade with other players, you don't buy anything off the auction house. So it was even that much worse on myself, where I just went around and around and around, harvesting as many of those plants as I could to just try to get lucky on the drop. And after a good handful of hours, I did get it to drop, but man, that was just miserable. Whereas I could have just very easily gone and just bought the thing I needed off the auction house if somebody had one up for sale. So we turned in that quest. We're going to go turn these in here as well. See where that leaves us. That is some free XP right there. So we're going to go. Oh, look at this. It's actually two. It's one of the red ones and one of the blue ones. The 8, and this one's going to give me probably about half of that. Yeah. Range that there's just like that combo node like that just out here in the middle of nowhere. But that's one of the things I love about this game. So you can just be running through the woods and be like, oh hey, that's one of those some nice juicy skill experience just right there. I do remember that at some point I'm gonna have to go into into that room, whatever that is, and fight a boss. But I don't remember at what point that happens. Our favorite to Juice, which is this giant bear, and Snap, which is a wolf. Go back and talk to this person here. Adiana Theron. Enter the mother well and infect it. To the mother well, a selfless nature. Here, stuff here. And we'll just open these crates up here. None of these are going to be particularly uh, useful since they're kind of scaled down to a quest appropriate level. So none of these are actually going to be anything I'd actually use. Yeah, okay, so this is the part that I was thinking of. Now, I think the enemy in here is like a big, giant boss. And, down at camp. Because back when I first did this on my first character, you had to, This was definitely like a team thing. You couldn't really solo it, and I don't know if they changed that at all. So there's a good chance we may die here, even being like a max level character. Um, so we'll see. We'll see how it goes. We're just gonna try and see what happens. So let's see. It's level 55. We actually might be able to. What am I hitting? Oh no! Oh yeah! Oh god! This is. They made this way easier. Let's put that 100% solid. That used to take at minimum 4 people, if not 5 people. It's taken. All that really does is make it so you heal for less and you do less damage too. I think it also does damage over time. So blighted is just a horrible, horrible thing. And it lasts forever. Rest is that. The blight, if I rest, no, it just continues to count down just like that. Now, there are potions you can make or buy that will remove that status, but I do not have any. Taking damage. It's not gonna let me actually doctor her. Hold on. Wait, let's have to click it. Oh, oh, close. There we go. Okay, we go. So the main story is actually taking me to Shattered Mountain, which is the in-game zone, which is good. So we're definitely gonna be heading there. Gonna this free mining XP right here. Yeah, see, like normally that heals for like 2 to 3K. That healed for 1200 because I'm blighted. It basically just cuts all of your abilities in half as far as like your output. Does damage over time, and you just have this nasty green blob just like floating on your character. Just not cool. Some more. Oh, and jumping into the blighted stuff makes it the timer go back up. Jeez Louise, man. That's one thing I do forget to. I do keep forgetting to buy just because I'm hardly ever really in a blight area is the potions that remove it. So we're gonna go to Shatter Mountain, but we are going to buy some potions there. So we're gonna go ahead and travel to the spot here. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Fast travel. Yeah, it stops me from fast traveling. we just run around for another 60 seconds while we wait for this to run off. My God. Doesn't stop me from chopping trees, though, so I can still gain XP, which is good. That's a good thing. But yeah, we'll just do some wood cutting. Get a little bit of wood cutting XP here while we wait out this time room for the blind. Crazy, like how little damage you do. All right, just another 10 seconds and we can get on with our lives. 2, 1. We are unblighted and we can continue. That is such a horrible status effect, man. Let's fast travel up to this shattered mountain. We are here. Go ahead and make that orb. And we will go ahead and we could do one of two things basically. We can either make so like when you make a gypsum cast for one piece of gear, it's on cooldown for about 24 hours. So you can't just spam one slot. So like you'd have to make one for each of your different slots or different weapon types. So I can do one of two things. I can either make one for my amulet, and that'll bump it up a couple of points, or I can make one for one of the pieces that I've already got to 600, and it'll give me an item at around 600 or below, which may or may not be useful. But what's important is that it gives me umbral shards, and umbral shards are what you use to level your gear past 600. So like if you look at these pieces, these are all 615, 610, 615 here, 610 here. So I think what I might do is I can either level another piece of my armor to get it to level the gear score of a piece of armor, or maybe my weapon. Um, doesn't really matter which one I grab, so it's just kind of like depends on what I want to try to get a different roll on. We'll just do this here. So we'll open this up. And as you see, it gave me a Void Gauntlet, and it's 593, right? But what we're really after here is these. So this gives me 220 Umbral Shards, right? And we'll just open the quest reward rate that we got. Get rid of these and this. That's actually a decently rolled helmet. Fortunately, it's 495. So those Umbral Shards, again, you use those to level your gear past 600. So where is... Got another 45 pieces right here. So I can either bump another piece of armor up. So if you like right click it, left click it, and go to upgrade, you can see now that I actually have enough to move. I have exactly enough to move this to 615. Gloves up to 615. But I can also do that to my weapon, right? Or I could do 615. I could get this to 616. And so, like, generally, like every It seems like every 5 levels, the amount it takes to get from one level to another goes up a good bit. Um, but do do one of my weapons. I think we'll do the weapon because I think that has a greater bearing on the gear score. Yeah, that bumped us up to 609 gear score, so we're almost at a nice crispy 610. Now, if I could get these up, I think now your weapons and armor have a greater weight on your average, but if I could get these up, I think this would be, I mean, this would average out around six, probably around six, maybe 615. I guess I don't know if that would be what the average was, but or maybe this is more accurate anyway, because I don't think these have a lot of like bearing on what your gear score is. But yeah, there we go. I do want to stop by the item shop here. Not the item shop, but I guess the trading post. And we want to find Blight Tincture. And these are 37 gold a piece. This dude is selling them for 2,100 gold a piece. You're a madman. It removes Blight Affliction and gains immunity for a short time. If we were to buy 100, how much is that? It's about 5k. We don't want to buy 100 because these probably weigh a lot. We're just going to buy a nice 25 of them. And I also want to buy Corruption Tinctures. Buy 25 of these also. Else while I'm here. Morning Stones. Now, these are a bit expensive, but these give you a 7% damage increase for 40 minutes. Now, as a healer, excuse me. As a healer, they're not super useful. So I'm actually going to just. I usually buy a handful of those, but those are more for my DPS classes. Increases resistance to all afflictions by 40 for 20 minutes. Now, this might be pretty good to have, son. This is 15 a piece, which is pretty cheap, actually. Sorry, my throat's a little drier. I will buy 25 of these just to have them. Gemstone dust. I forget what these do. Okay, that's like you have to take damage for X amount of time before it kicks in. Efficiency booster. Oh, no. Okay. Increases resources gathered. I think that is it. Flesh bomb. Damage absorption. 35% for 20 seconds. That is not a lot. Yeah, those are more like PvP items there. Enhancements, consumables. That's actually where we were just at. Uh, yeah. New bonus foods. I usually buy some constitution food just because it allows me to Basically, get more HP. Pretty much is the purpose of that. Constitution by 40 for 40 minutes. Roasted rabbit with seasoned vegetables. What's a good price on that? Let's actually sort by price here. People are selling these for fairly butter poached game. 6. It's not. It's selling it for 11,000. It increases your constitution by 1. I guess this is focus and constitution food, so that's pretty nice. But this, I think, is what we're looking for here, just more constitution. So it's the roasted rabbit with seasoned vegetables. What's the lowest price I see on that? I think it's going to be about 76 gold. He's got 54 of them. So we'll just make an investment here. How much is that? About 4K. To have 50 of them, not have to worry about it for a while. Yeah, we'll buy that. And now we actually have 70 of them because I already had some in my slotted in my inventory. Put that on there as well. Yes, we got incense, we got some corruption tinctures, blight tinctures. We do need to resupply coatings as well. These increase damage against certain enemies also. And as you can see, these are also fairly expensive. So if I bought 25 of those, that angry earth coating, so we're a little bit cheaper. Buy another 25 of these. And then ancient coating, buy 25 of these. Now we've got a nice little supply of things here, which is nice. Always love that. Do we have anything we want to try to sell before we go back out? Does this sell for much? 45, not really worth it. Frogfish tails, does this sell for anything at all? Those actually sell pretty good. There's a very high fee to sell here, though. And I probably paid a premium to buy items here just because it's like a non controlled faction outpost. So we'll wait to sell anything until we get back to one of the actual towns. So let's go ahead and head out and meet this next story quest. Excuse me, my throat is just so dry this morning. In this quest, maybe see what the next one is going to lead us to before we end the video. On about 50 minutes. This one. Okay, it's down here. It was the giant bear. Oh, Lord. Okay. Gristle. You must be Lucid Godsbane. Adiana says you come. I'm Gristle, the scout. Is this your first time talking to a bear? No, actually. Okay, so the other bear is his sister. Interesting. A while ago. Okay, yeah, so this is the final upgrade to the Aether staff. Then I'll have the finally have the actual level 5 staff. And I think they just want me to go to. Okay, yeah, they just want me to go to this outpost here. So we'll just walk on over there. Oh, what is this? Red Prismalume. I'll take it. That's what you used to make dyes with. Pigments. Like that guy's doing a little chest run. Just these two. Corrupted blood spore. Snatch them up. You never know what you might be able to craft with some of this stuff. His name is Le Mineral Water. That's hilarious. We'll fight this guy. It's fine. That'll actually like up on this hill here. It's funny because like I've been level 60 for like I don't know, maybe a month now, and I have yet to finish the main story quest. Uh, so it'd be good to just have that, marked off of our on the list of things to do. So I do want to end up completing all the available quests that I have. Which my map has. You have several different side quests and things on my map that need to be knocked out. A lot of them lower level side quests. Pretty much all of the late game zones that I have access to. Just side quests and stuff that I still need to finish, so we definitely got plenty to do on that front. Juicy. Harvesting XP. fight these guys before I can comfortably harvest it. No big deal. They don't have a whole lot of HP. You know, this guy may or may not make it to me in time. So we're going to have to kill him anyway. So blister weave, that is a rare material. Uh, legendary material. And I do believe that actually sells for a decent amount. And I think I have a good bit actually banked in my storage. Um, so that could be potentially a nice little chunk of cash. It's a chunk of gold, if you will. And I wonder if they just give me the staff here or if I have to do another quest for it. Now, the staff isn't really too terribly useful for anything, um, except you need it in dungeons, and certain dungeons have to, like, it has to be like a level 5 staff to, you know, complete the interaction or whatever you need to do. But typically, somebody else in your group has the staff completed. Okay, and they just give me the staff there. Possible going into the mountain. Difficult. On to a close. At the end of your journey, you look forward to your next adventurous opportunity. Oh, okay, so I actually need to do the Tempest Heart dungeon. Okay, which I've actually already completed that a couple of times. But now I need to do it in the main story quest, it looks like. They give me a dungeon orb so that I can open it myself. Okay, yeah, well, that'll be fun. Gives me a reason to run that some more beyond just getting the gear upgrades, which that dungeon has some pretty decent stuff in there. But I think that's gonna be where we end the video for today. Um, Again, apologies for the long absence. Long time between videos. Life's been kind of crazy with work and everything, and I just haven't quite been able to devote the time to come in here and sit down and record and get the video uploaded and everything like that. So I do appreciate everybody's patience. I hope you all have enjoyed the video, and I hope you all have a fantastic weekend. And we will see you next time.